Right.
Coach, what are your thoughts after looking at tape from the game?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of thoughts, and it's a kind of a mixed bag. There's some things that we had said that we needed to do to win the football game, establish the run. Our defense was going to play well against that offense, we thought, going into a Coach Holtz like that. So things along those lines, we took care of the ball in regulation, whereas the UConn, the last time on the road, we had the turnovers, which we thought was a critical factor in losing that game on our side of the ball offensively. The kids did a good job of taking care of it, in those situations in the regulation. So those were some of the things we harped to our players about, the physical style play, because Rutgers is a very aggressive defense. They blitz a lot, obviously, from snap one to basically the game's over. The things that you want to make sure you're still better on is, the consistency in throwing and catching the ball. With some young receivers, and they get, we talked about it all week going into the game. Going to be thrown in the fire, so to speak, and being on the same page with BJ and more consistency and the ability to, you throw the ball downfield, I think 3 times in the first 3 quarters of the game, and don't make those plays down the field. You got to get the ball vertically and to the perimeter of the defense a little bit more consistently to create some more big plays for your offense.
Todd, how many drops did you see from that tape when you went back and looked at it?
Sitting here without looking at my notes, there was probably 4 or 5, without the exact number, but somewhere in that range, off the top of my head. You have a drop on a second down, maybe a play action or something like that, versus a third down drive stopper. There's always no drops or no turnovers are good, but are they drive stoppers and they're critical stops? That's what you're always looking at. And we had 1 or 2 of those I know off the top of my head.
I think Andre had one on third down.
Yeah, third down, and it was a rally. He did a great job. Just got to relax and catch it. But that's something that, like I said, those guys are. Andre's played well for a role, especially against Cincinnati. But it's a big difference when you're the 20-rep guy, going to the 50-rep guy, and just the speed of the game and the fatigue and everything. And so that's something we have to go through. There's no excuse. We got to do better, and he knows that, and we got to continue to work through it.
Just your thoughts on Syracuse's defense, what you've seen from them on film?
Same coordinators, same style of defense. They had some graduation losses inside, the Mike linebacker and the 2 defensive tackles, but, Coach Marone's done a very good job of turning that program around with toughness, and you can see that. They're very good tacklers, very aggressive. The thing that sticks out in your mind, you watch the West Virginia game when West Virginia rolled up there a couple weeks ago, and they got after them. They out-hit them and got after them pretty well in the Carrier Dome. So fortunately for us offensively, we played really 2 really physical defenses our last 2 times out. And Cincinnati's a very physical unit up front, the best run-stopping defense in our league, and Rutgers has probably the best overall defense in our league from front end to back end, and it's a very aggressive nature. So our kids have been playing very physical attacking defenses. So this isn't the first one we played, and it will be very similar to those styles, in terms of defensive pressure.
How nice was it to see Scott get 100 against a physical defense like Rutgers that doesn't get off many big plays on the run?
No, it was good. It's something that, you always want a 100-yard back. We've been getting it in a combination of guys, obviously. Did a nice job. I thought he did a little bit better job with some making people miss in the hole and hitting some seams in there than we tried to be stressed to him. Unfortunately, got a little dinged up, and he couldn't finish. We'd like to get him some more touches, obviously, as the game went on. But did a very nice job in the time he was out there.
Will he be good to go this week?
I'm hoping so. Yeah, we're getting on the field and seeing all the guys that get dinged. That had all the bumps and bruises, so to speak, get on the field and see how they react. But we're certainly hoping he's available to go. Yes.
Coach, what did you see of the offensive line on Saturday? I know it's been one of your strong suits on
they've been very cohesive and very consistent as a unit. It took them a series or 2 because, like I said, what they do is very aggressive and a little bit confusing at times, and that's what makes them a good defense. I thought after the first series and into the second series, we got our feet on the ground. Chaz had the guy on his nose all day. It took him a couple series for him to get comfortable, and once we got comfortable, the running lane started to open up. We did some different things to help him with the running game, I thought, as the second and third series evolved. But in the pass pro, there's a lot of things happening out there, and for the most part, they did a really good job of passing some things off and communicating with each other.
Todd, can you talk just a little bit about Demetrius's role, how he's played it and done what you've asked him to do? It seems the past couple of games he's given you guys a spark late.
Well, he's very good knowledge of our offense. He's a good football player. The thing, sometimes you underestimate just being a good football player, and that's what he is. He's very smart. He's very good in the passing game because of what it takes protection-wise. He has good hands for the most part out of the backfield. He's a good communicator within him and the offensive line. So as a first and second down back, he does a good job. You know, obviously physically, you know, he's not the biggest back we have and all those things, but he can be productive in the first and second downs. But his third down role has really been vital. I think we're getting up to the second fewest sacks in the league or something along those lines. We've been first or second all year, and you know, the back and the protection is a very important part of it, and he's a big piece of that.
In each of the last 2 games, BJ's put together a really successful late drive. So what is your comfort level with the 2-minute offense?
Well, you know, it's something that you always do from day one at camp till, you know, the season goes, and you work on it hard, and it's really the basis of your passing game, and it's what they probably feel the most comfortable throwing and catching and all those things. And where he's probably grown is just running the team where you have to think quickly. It's the greatest teaching point. Any young quarterback, high school to college to pro, if you want to teach a quarterback, make him run 2-minute. And when he handles 2-minute, he can handle any situation. I think when you teach a quarterback, that's the best way to teach him. And you can see him use his a little bit more efficiently, making quicker decisions, making right decisions. The scramble, they're playing man. The drive before, the first 2 minutes, they played zone. The second one, they decided to go man. He saw everybody turn and run. Boom, you know, he runs for whatever, 40, 50 yards, whatever that thing was. So, you know, seeing things quickly and reacting, he's done a much better job from, you know, year 1 to year 2.
Is that one of the things you kind of have to have success with? You have to see yourself do it well to know and trust the fact that you can go out and do it when the game's on the line?
Well, yeah, you know, and it's something you generally do in a week in practice. So there's times you go out there on a Wednesday and you go 3 and out. And like, boy, we stink at this. And you go in the game and you go down the field. And matter of fact, the Cincinnati week, we weren't very good in practice. Then the Cincinnati week, we did a pretty good job in the game. But really the key to a 2-minute drive is that first play. If you can generally get something, run a draw, get an easy pass, get some positive. It's about momentum, and I think we've been fortunate that we've had a few of those, and the guys have done a very good job of, you know, carrying out the series.
Any experience at this venue in this dome? I mean, I've seen lots of crazy things happen down in Norway.
You know, I've never been there. You know, I've heard a lot about it. I know friends, guys on our staff have coached there. It's one of those places you look forward to going and playing. You know, they say it's loud and it's an exciting venue. And turning on the TV a couple weeks ago when they played on a Friday night against West Virginia, it was an electric atmosphere. And you know what? That's what you want to play for. And our guys are big excited about playing. And yeah, it's going to be hard. You play anywhere on the road is hard. I mean, that's part of the game. But that's what you do. It's a challenge. You go work hard and you go out and play your best you can. And if we do that, we'll have a chance to be successful. All right.